Even though the most commonly used technical indicator to confirm entries or trends is the EMA, it doesn't consider one of the most important elements of trading, which is volume. Volume is what moves the price of an asset and gives you a sense of how much strength there is behind a move, so it's weird that it isn't considered or integrated into the most popular indicator. The solution to this is the VWAP indicator. This indicator shows the average price of an asset adjusted for its volume. However, a major issue that stops traders from using this indicator is that the VWAP calculations start with the first bar of the day and end with the final bar of the day. This can cause for inaccurate readings that no longer represent the current market psychology or sentiment. Suppose a bank was buying up a certain asset, the bank wouldn't just place one massive buy order so that it is filled in one day. Instead, multiple small buy orders are strategically placed over a period of multiple days or weeks to fill the position. During this period, we can view the VWAP as the benchmark price. However, with the regular VWAP indicator, it is only possible to see the value over a 24-hour period since its calculations are made between the first and final candle of the day, causing for the VWAP to become hard to use when trying to find the stronger and larger trends of the market that occur on non-intraday timeframes. This is where the anchored VWAP indicator comes in. The anchored VWAP is a tool that displays the volume-weighted average price for a specific time period. This time period can be selected by a user-selected point, meaning that this indicator can show the VWAP over a period of well over 24 hours. Now that you know exactly how this indicator works, let's head over to TradingView and see how we can profit by using this powerful indicator. First, let's add the anchored VWAP indicator to the chart. To do this, click on the Line Tools button. After that, select the anchored VWAP indicator at the bottom. After that, we will click on a certain point on the chart. This will be the starting point for the anchored VWAP. The indicator consists of 3 lines, the middle line, which is the VWAP line, and the upper and lower lines, which are a standard deviation with a 1 times multiplier. Now let's take a look at how we will be using the indicator. It is best to anchor the VWAP to key events, turning points, or significant moves in the price history. Here we see a big spike to the upside where price retests the resistance. This is considered a significant move in the price history. So let's select this point as the starting candle for the anchored VWAP. Now, let's lower the time frame. If we observe the price, we will see the following. The anchored VWAP acts as a near-perfect resistance point, and most of the time when the price makes a pullback to the VWAP line, we can enter into a profitable short position. Another way of trading with the anchored VWAP indicator is by using it as the mean or average. By doing this, we can use a mean reversal strategy. This means that we will enter into positions whenever there is a large divergence between the price and the VWAP. Let's take a look at an example of this. To see the difference between percentages, simply press Shift while clicking on the chart. When looking at the divergences between the price and the VWAP, we see the following. In this case, whenever the divergence is greater than 15% or about $26, the price reverses back to the VWAP. By knowing this, we can assume that even though the price is in an overall downtrend, it is not a good idea to enter into a short position when there is a large divergence between the price and the anchored VWAP. But how do you know when to add a new anchored VWAP to the chart? As you can see here, we have added 2 anchored VWAP indicators to the chart. We place these anchored VWAPs at points in the market where the price made a significant move, causing a change in the market psychology. We do this because if the market sentiment changes, then the previous anchored VWAP indicators will no longer be in line with the current market sentiment or trend. This may cause for the VWAP to provide less accurate signals that aren't adjusted for the current market psychology. If you prefer using fundamental analysis, you can also place the anchored VWAP indicator at a point in the market where important news was released about the asset. Now that we know how we can use the anchored VWAP to confirm trends, identify areas of support and resistance, and avoid trades where there is a high chance of a reversal, let's take a look at a specific strategy that uses the anchored VWAP indicator. Let's first change the time frame of the chart. The strategy uses the 30-minute time frame, so make sure to select it. With this strategy, to identify the key events in the price history, we will turn on the News Events feature on TradingView. To do this, right-click on the chart and click on the Settings button. Now click on the Events tab. We will be selecting the dividends, splits, and earnings checkboxes. That was all that we needed to do. Now let's take a look at when to enter into a buy position. But before that, if you are looking for a broker that has extremely low commissions and spreads, then check out Henko Trade. The best broker to trade forex, indices, commodities, or crypto. They have live chat support so that any questions you may have can be quickly and easily answered. One of Henko Trade's most prominent promotional offers is the matching deposit bonus that can be claimed when you open an account with Henko Trade. Sign up via the link in the description to register with Henko Trade and get access to all of these perks. Firstly, we will need for there to be a new news event. This event can be a dividends report, earnings report, or split. Here we see an E, which means that an earnings report occurred here. We will be placing the starting point for the anchored VWAP indicator on the close of the candlestick where the news event took place. Since the VWAP doesn't have a value yet, we will first wait for 10 candlesticks to pass. If the first candlestick that closes outside of the standard deviation lines closes above the upper standard deviation line after 10 candlesticks have passed, we will enter into the position. We do this because the anchored VWAP is indicating that the trend has taken a bullish favor. We will be placing the stop loss at the recent swing low. For the take profit, we will target a 2 times risk to reward ratio. Now let's see how the trade plays out. Here we see that a new news event occurred. We see an E again, which means that another earnings report occurred here. This means that the first condition has been met. Since this is the case, we will place the anchored VWAP at the close of this candlestick. Now we will wait for 10 candlesticks to close. After this happens, we will need the first candlestick that closes outside of the standard deviation lines to close above the upper standard deviation line. We see here that this is the case, so we will enter into the position placing the stop loss at the recent swing low. For the take profit, we will target a 2 times risk to reward ratio. Now let's see how the trade plays out. For a short position, the following conditions will need to be met. Firstly, we will be looking for an earnings or dividend report. We see a D this time, which means that a dividend report took place here. Since the first condition has been met, we will place the anchored VWAP on the close of the candlestick where the news event occurred. Now we will need for 10 new candlesticks to appear and close. After this happens, we will need the first candlestick that closes outside of the standard deviation lines to close below the lower standard deviation line. As you can see, this happens here. Because of this, we will enter into the sell position. We will place the stop loss at the recent swing high. For the take profit, we will target a 2 times risk to reward ratio. Now let's see how the trade plays out. The anchored VWAP is an extremely versatile and useful indicator. The strategy shown in the video is just one of the many strategies that this powerful indicator can be used with. Make sure to remember that past results do not equal future results and to always backtest a strategy before utilizing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.